All right, welcome back. We continue right now with the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown, and we're talking about the Steelers and this propensity to throw the ball a lot more than they run it. And listen, it's been successful. 51 throws. If you add the drops into Roethlisberger's total last week, he probably was 44 for 51. But to me, there's always a need to dial up the run game when you need it, Rich. And it doesn't have to be what carries you, but it has to be something that you can trust, something that you can put in a play on a short yardage situation, which would also enhance play action. They don't even attempt to ignore the fact that they don't run the ball. They just keep passing the ball. Is that ultimately going to be a problem?
I'm about to go 0-4 here tonight with Colin, that's for sure, because I don't think they need it right now. They're going to win and lose on
first hit of the night. First hit of the night, Richie.
Yes, 1 for 4. They're going to go. They don't need to run the ball. They don't have a good running back, in my opinion. I've been saying this since the spring. I don't think they have a guy that is a feature-type running back. I know everyone
Wait a
loves
minute
James
now.
Conner. He's a good situational guy.
Every time James Conner's in there playing well.
Football we got, but they can't. They obviously can't run the ball. So let's win or lose on Ben's arm. I like what they're doing. You look at teams that have won the Super Bowl. The Patriots have done it. The Eagles did it without a running game. I think the Steelers potentially could do it too.
Man, Polanco would be envious of you. 1 for 4, Richie.
That was a home run, too.
I agree with you. I
So
think Conner can run the ball.
Just ignore it altogether.
Not ignore it altogether, but it's glaringly obvious that the run is complementary to the pass.
I get
that. And the best play that the Steelers have, if they need to make a yard, if they need to make 2 yards, is get the ball to Juju and tell him to fight. I mean, that is the best play they have. That play is more high percentage, I think, than turning and handing it to James Conner, handing it to Benny Snell, or handing it to McFarland. And they're going to live with that. I will say this, and Will, I don't know if you agree with me or not. I think that the people in this town, I think that the fans are more worried about running the football than the people employed by the Pittsburgh Steelers are worried about running the football.
I certainly, if you listen to Mike T and listen to Randy talk about it, I mean, yeah, I mean, they know where their strength is. However, I mean, let's remember how close they came to blowing that on Wednesday, whatever day that game was. I mean, they couldn't get it. They got the ball late, then they had that 3rd and 6 play, and Ben threw it up. Is that your best play, a flip to James Washington in triple coverage on 3rd and 6? Wouldn't you much rather it be 3rd and 2 because you ran the ball 4 yards on 1st and 2nd down? Let me give you a stat. Guess which team entering today was 4th in the league in number of punts? Number of punts. The Steelers were. Who was ahead of them? The Jets, the Dolphins, and I believe the Bengals. Okay, so if you punt the ball that much and give Patrick Mahomes that many opportunities to beat you, he is going to beat you.
But what's their plus minus and takeaway, though, Will? That, to me, that offsets that a lot.
Yeah,
and how about
the offensive line has been fantastic. I mean, it has been. The fact that but I just think it's sort of, you have to be able to do it enough to be able to close out the games. I mean, that's the thing.
That's all I'm saying. Trust it. And when you trust it, use it when you have to use it. And if you don't close out Patrick Mahomes, you go back and forth, you're going to lose that matchup, which is why it's important to take the ball away.
One on, though,
but
Bob.
it's also important to possess it. And I'm not saying they have to go away from passing. What I'm saying is they have to mix some runs in at opportune times and trust it when they do.
But what did they do against Baltimore underneath 2 minutes and 35 seconds? They turned and they handed it to Benny Snell 4 times, and he closed it out, right? Before that, as Will said, they threw out, you can say that was a great catch and a nice throw, but it was also high risk, I thought. Anyway, we got to move on to the Chiefs. Speaking of the Chiefs, here we go. You know what the Steelers have left now, and they have a lot of AFC games, which may hurt them in the long run. In Kansas City, if you take a look at their schedule, you'll find that they have a couple of NFC teams on there, including the Saints and the Falcons. So the bottom line here is they could afford a loss to one of those teams, I think. And if the Steelers should lose 2 of those AFC games, now you go into all sorts of tiebreakers since they don't play head-to-head. So, Will, who has a tougher road here down the stretch to get the #1 seed?
Well, I mean, you see at the Saints. I mean, that's the Steelers have a game in hand. I mean, they should beat Washington, so they should continue to keep that lead. This leads to a more interesting question for me is, like, do people want the Steelers to go undefeated? And I wonder here, is this something where, or is it better to have a loss? I mean, let's be honest, the more they win, anything short of winning the Super Bowl is going to be considered a disappointment, which makes Pittsburgh different than about 30 other markets in the NFL outside of New England, right? So to me, it's a very weird thing. Like, they're having this great season, and yet if they don't win the Super Bowl, it sucks, right? I mean, that's sort of where we're at. I mean, so these are first world problems, but I think the Steelers have an easier road because the Colts game is at home. And who knows what that Browns game is going to mean at the end of the year for the Browns. So maybe they sit some guys. So who knows?
So
I think the Steelers have an easier road because they have a buffer. And also the hidden vigorish conversation is mind-numbing to me. Never ever do you want to lose. Never is a loss a good thing, ever. Unless you're like the Jets today, they were trying to get the quarterback from Clemson. They did that on purpose. But other than that, it's never a good thing.
I agree with you, Colin, there. A lot of people say towards the end of the year you want a loss to go into the playoffs. I disagree. You want to win as many games as possible. So can the Steelers go undefeated? Yes. Do I think they will? No. I think they'll lose one of these games, but I also think the Chiefs will lose a game here at the end, too. I like the way the Steelers are playing. I'm going to get back to that. I like the way they're winning. They're winning ugly. They didn't play great against the Ravens. Hey, they might not play great against the Redskins here tomorrow because they got a lot of guys on the COVID list. They got injured to Chris Boswell. They got a bunch of injuries. Ben is questionable. So who knows? That game's going to be close, but that's the way they win. That's the way they win.
Well, we'll see. To me, they're going to be forced to win because Kansas City keeps winning, and that's a good thing. If they have to keep winning and they don't have to worry about playing a game with regulars in a meaningless situation, I think that's good for them. We'll see how it goes, but it's going to go right down to the wire. When we come back, we're going to talk about the NHL. Will it come back? Will it miss an entire season? What are some of the options there? We'll do that when we come back. We're right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.